Hello, me again. Got a brand new setup, got a ring light, got a little tappy lapel mic, upping the quality of the videos hopefully from here on out, so let's go. Now, quick disclaimer, the themes that are going to be talked about in this video, I'm going to put a little bit of a trigger warning here. Talks about depression, sort of self-harm, suicidal thoughts and abuse, so if you're sensitive to any of those topics, just proceed with caution. Welcome back to Sean O'Mac. Today we're going to talk about a beautiful book that I've recently picked up named My Broken Mariko. Now, this only came out a few days ago. It's not very long, it's only 4 chapters, plus it's got an extra one shot at the end, which I'll talk about at the end of the video. Now, the book itself is actually really nice. I mean, Amazon delivered it, it's got this weird, like, sticky, like, feels like they've pulled something off of it, which is really annoying. Thanks, Amazon. But yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's a hardcover. It's not, like I said, it's not very big. It's a few chapters long, but it's just, for me, it looks fantastic. I absolutely love this book. So yeah, that's just what it looks like. It just looks really nice. But the story, it centers on a office worker named Tomoyo Shino. She's one day just sat in a restaurant eating her ramen when she sees on the news that her friend, her best friend since forever, has been discovered dead, believed to be suicide. Now, Shino takes this news really badly. At first she doesn't believe it's real. She tries to text, tries to call her friend, before realizing that this isn't some kind of sick joke. So she's at work, her bosses are giving her grief. They're saying that that's not an excuse to slip behind on your work, basically, because they're arsehole bosses. Now, while she's on her smoke break, she thinks to herself, is there going to be a funeral? Is there going to be a wake? Because they didn't have many friends. That's when she realizes that Mariko, who is the girl that took her own life, her dad is actually one who has the ashes. Now, Mariko's dad is an abusive, nasty piece of shit, basically. So Shino goes to the house. She talks her way in with Mariko's dad's partner. It's not her mum. She talks her way in, says she's some sort of worker, trying to sell them something, basically. She gets in, she sees Mariko's ashes, and she dives at them. Now, Mariko's dad tries to attack her and kicks her about a little bit, but Shino has brought a knife with her and tells him to stay back. She says, you don't deserve to have this because of all the horrible things that he'd done to her, which I won't go into too much detail, but you can read it in the book, obviously. And she flees. She, dives out of the house, and she leaves. Now, she doesn't really know what she's doing at first. She's just, taking her friend with her. But then she's sort of, she's trying to come to grips with it, basically. She's talking to Mariko. She's remembering things about Mariko and wondering why on earth this horrible thing has happened and why her best friend has gone. It really is a sad, but beautiful story. It's just really moving, honestly. I found myself tearing up a couple times reading this because it was pretty powerful. It's quite a sad read, quite depressing, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know, it's quite nice, it's quite heartwarming. It's just, it's hard. It's one of those ones that's really hard to explain because yes, it's depressing, but it's also really quite nice at the same time. It's just a beautiful story of loss and coping with that loss and, a bit of romance and stuff like that. And it's just a very relatable thing to read about, honestly. Now, other than the amazing story that compiles in 4 chapters, which is My Broken Mariko, there is a one-shot at the back, which is 1 chapter long. It's called Yiska. Now, this is tonally completely different from Mariko. It's sort of like a modern-day Western hitman story, sort of. It's fairly interesting. There's not really much to say about it other than that. It was just an interesting read, and honestly, it was, like I said, it was completely different from Mariko, but I also wanted more of Yiska. I thought Mariko was wrapped up nicely and ended really nicely as well. And then this Yiska one started and I was a bit confused, but by the end of it, I was actually really interested in the world. It reminded me of like a Western comic book more than manga, which was really interesting. But I hoped for more of that as well. So maybe that's something that might come in the future. I really hope so. I was quite involved with it by the end of the chapter. But other than that, that's all that's compiled in the book. Like I said, it's about 5 chapters in all. 4 of those are Mariko. It's a beautiful book, it's a beautiful story. Oh, it's about to, hitting the mic, sorry. But yeah, it's a really beautiful read. I would definitely recommend it. Like I said, if you're sensitive to any of the subjects I've talked about in this video, then do proceed with caution. It does show imagery of self-harm as well, which I'm a little uncomfortable with, but I got through it and really enjoyed the story overall, so I would definitely give it a recommend. It's a very melancholy, heartwarming story that I've read recently and really enjoyed. I've been reading a couple of depressing things recently. But other than that, thank you again very much for watching this video and supporting me as always. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you're new here, if you liked it. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, almost got affiliate, or I might have affiliate by the time this goes up, and Instagram as well. I draw art and stuff like that. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. I've got a few videos of this nature lined up, and I've done a few tier lists, and there may be tier lists coming in the future. I've got a few reviewy kind of videos coming up soon, so thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Sean, out.